Hello everybody, and welcome to the pilot segment of Inside the Circle. I'm your host, Bob Prinz, former coach at Eastern Guilford, and this show is a new show about Eastern Guilford wrestling. It will contain updates and highlights, also interviews with coaches and wrestlers. I'm going to start off by talking about this year's team. They're a young team. It contains 6 freshmen, 11 sophomores, 8 juniors, and 2 seniors. Those seniors are Eric Hager and Jerquan McLaurin. The team contains 11 returners. Some were starters, some were not starters. It also has 15 new wrestlers to the team. This consists of transfers, freshmen, and then also first-time wrestlers. It's a very green team. They're inexperienced, they don't have a lot of mat time, but they're an athletic team, and they're very strong. This is something that Eastern hasn't had a lot of in past years, a lot of athleticism and potential and skill. While they do not have a lot of the fundamentals and skills that they need right now, that's something that can be coached by the new head coach, Coach Bowman, along with assistants, Coach Brian Prince, Coach Brian Cottingham, and also Coach Jerry Stanley. The potential for this team that I'm looking for is probably not going to happen this year. It might, but I'm thinking that we're going to see a lot of big things out of this team in the future, coming next year and the year after that, and hopefully it'll continue so on in the years after that. As of right now, the team holds a record of 1-4. They've gotten off to a slow start. They've taken losses to Northeast Guilford, Western Guilford, Bishop McGuinness, and also East Forsyth, before they finally picked up a win against High Point Central, and this was Coach Bowman's first win as a head coach, so congratulations to him. Then they followed up with a tournament that they had last weekend. This is the Mike Rabin Invitational. The team finished 8th in the tournament, not what they expected, but they also didn't take in a full lineup to the tournament. They were missing, I believe, about 3 weight classes. They did have some highlights in the tournament, though. Ryan Williams, who wrestles at 113 pounds, he finished with 3rd place. Devontae Thomas, who wrestles at 152 pounds, also finished in 3rd place. And then Willie Bivens, who wrestles at 182 pounds, he also finished in 3rd place. And as I said, there's a lot of potential for this team. While we didn't receive any 1st or 2nd places, it was nice for the team to bring home some hardware. Some other standout wrestlers so far this season. Willie Bivens, we just talked about him. Willie's a freshman. He is wrestling at 182 pounds, and he has a record of 5-3 so far. Other ones are Michael Cash. Michael's a returning starter for the team. He's a 10th grader. He wrestles at 106 pounds, and he's posting a record of 6-2 so far. Brandon Harville, who is also a returning starter and one of this year's captains, and I also forgot to mention that Michael Cash is also one of this year's captains. Brandon's an 11th grader. He's wrestling 145 pounds this year, and so far his record is 5-3. Some other wrestlers to look out for this year. As I said, there's a lot of potential, and these are some guys that I feel are going to grow throughout the year and be some wrestlers that will dominate on the mat towards the end of the season. Timothy Johnson, who is a freshman, he wrestles at 195 pounds. Timmy's a strong boy, looking for a lot of things out of him. Jerquan McLaurin, he's a senior. He wrestles at 152 pounds, sometimes 160. Jerquan, I haven't seen much out of him, but I have seen a few practices, and this is a kid who looks he looks very comfortable on the mat, very fluent. So I'm looking for big things out of him this year as well. Devontae Thomas, he's a junior, wrestles at 152 pounds, and he also flip-flops back and forth with Jerquan between 152 and 160. Most of the time he spends at 152 pounds. Devontae is a transfer in from Maryland. Haven't seen much out of him yet. The few matches and few practices I have seen, this is a very strong, athletic kid. Has very intimidating strength. The ability to throw some wrestlers around. He's still learning his fundamentals as well and learning his mat awareness. Also included in there is Ryan Williams. He's a freshman. Ryan wrestled at the middle school last year. So did Timothy Johnson, who we previously spoke of. Ryan's a 9th grader and is wrestling at 113 pounds for the team this year. This is a kid that put in a lot of time in the off season. Spent a lot of hours here in the summer critiquing his moves and things like that. And he's got some big potential. Some of the upcoming matches. Eastern will be going to Williams High School this Wednesday, December 7th, and they'll be wrestling at a tri-meet with Williams and Cummings High School. Now, in the past 10 years, Eastern has fared very well against both of these teams. I'm not sure that they've even taken a loss from Williams or Cummings in the past 10 years. However, Cummings this year could prove to be quite a challenge for Eastern. Cummings is coming in with a 6-1 record, and they have handled their opponents quite well so far. Only losing to Durham School of Arts, and I didn't see the lineup for that match. I'm not sure if maybe they were missing some wrestlers or not. However, Williams, on the other hand, who is not quite as strong as an opponent, but is a conference opponent. And if Eastern plans to make any runs for the playoffs this year, that's a very important match for them to take away with a win. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for today's segment. Be sure to keep an eye out for upcoming segments, which will also include interviews. I believe in our next segment we're going to be interviewing Coach Bowman. We will also be interviewing the captains of the team, which are Devontae Thomas, Brandon Harville, Michael Cash, and Jaquan McLaurin. You can also look for updates on the team fan page on Facebook at Eastern Guilford HS Wrestling. That's Eastern Guilford HS Wrestling. And we will see you next time. Let's go Wildcats.